One of the big mysteries of The Wheel of Time Season 1 is how did Padan Fain end up with Matt's ruby-hilted dagger? So we are going to retrace the steps of the dagger today and talk about how this ruby-hilted dagger came into Padan Fain's possession. So I guess we're first going to start off with the actual dagger timeline. It's been a while since Season 1, so let's go ahead and refresh things.
So, episode 2, we have Matt finding the dagger at Shadar Lagoth, and of course, he takes it. He's off and running. They have to leave there super fast. We have a moment in episode 4 at the Grinwell farm where he is, hey, Fade, what up? With his dagger out. Episode 6, we have Moraine, who finds everyone in Tarvalon and comes in, you foolish boys, uses her magic, takes away the dagger and whatever darkness is inside Matt, and Lamb throws a blankie on the dagger, and who knows what happens next. So the next time we see the dagger is in episode 8, when you can't miss this. This is not subtle. It is not a subtle moment. Amazon. Padan Fain slides the ruby-hilted dagger into the dagger sheath after he has used it, obviously, on Loyal. And once he's had a little chat with Perrin, he walks away and goodbye, dagger. Goodbye.
I haven't seen a lot of good theories. I think there's some that are kind of obvious, where some of those I think we're going to talk about. And then there's one that I was thinking about, and after doing a little research, I was like, no, that wouldn't work. I was thinking maybe a Forsaken being in the tower, and I'm like, well, why would they hand it over to Padan Fain? If they had it, then they would just keep it, right? So
I would.
I had to that theory.
Okay.
Started thinking about it a little bit more, thinking about Padan Fain, and I'm going to call this the Gray Padan Fain man theory.
Oh my. I haven't heard this yet.
Okay, so Padan Fain is this really subtle character, and in the TV show, he's always kind of slipping in and out of these scenes unnoticed by almost everyone except our Taviran. And they've even included this little quirk of Padan Fain, so people start to recognize him in the background. Yes, Padan Fain is now a whistler for reasons.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So I think there is some evidence to support this idea that Amazon has actually merged his character with a gray man. The gray men are said to be dark friends who have allowed the Dark One to pretty much remove their soul in some manner. And in the books, it is said that Padan Fain was distilled in an unknown process. And gray men are soulless and make expert assassins because they're almost completely unnoticeable. So if this process was actually done to Padan Fain, he would be able to slip in and out of places and retrieve the ruby-hilted dagger. It's kind of far-fetched, but...
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I don't. No. As I'm sitting here, kind of writing this out, we always talk about how Padan Fain is more something than something else.
Yeah.
Tom's first observation of him is he's more crow than man, and then we have other things that develop as he goes along. Yeah. So this soulless distillation, it kind of makes him the perfect person to take that space, he's a little bit of everything, and he is always kind of almost unnoticeable in the background. You really have to look for him. He fades into stuff. I think it is plausible. I think it is one of the plausible theories.
All right, what do you got?
You aren't going to be surprised by my choice. I picked the Black Ajah because the Black Ajah. My thought process is that instructions have been left for unknown reasons, because I don't even know how. I mean, seriously, do any of these hold up? I'm sorry. It's so hard to defend. because there's so many holes to sink into. We're going to go with this. We're going to suspend.
Okay. Yes. Suspend disbelief.
Thank you. So the Black Ajah has instructions, and when Lan brings the dagger to the tower, which I would assume he would, it seems like the safest place. Instructions come down. A black sister is told to meet with Padan Fain. Padan Fain is given the dagger and maybe the key to the gateway, because that's another question that we have, and away he goes. So that's my thought process on it. It's a tough one to defend.
The idea of Leandrin meeting a man in North Harbor and there being someone she's in contact with. So this is a spoilers episode. Leandrin is Black Ajah. So I think Black Ajah, Dark Friends, tomfoolery is a safe bet. It's a good...
It is.
I mean, it's a
Thank
good,
you.
safe bet. And I feel like them including that line, there's a man in North Harbor, that there should be some payoff down the line somewhere.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I had kind of forgotten about that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So that's kind of how I think he gets it. I have one other issue with the dagger.
Yes, tell me.
In the books, just the barest touch with the blade of that dagger, it leaves people bloated and gross and corpses in like seconds. But we know Loyal is going to be in the next season, and we know Uno is going to be in the next season. And Padan Fain sure takes a long time to like explain to Perrin how he's a dark friend and shit. What? How? The only theory that I had got like blown out of the water when Egwene healed Nynaeve and Balefire wasn't involved. Like I was like, your only redemption here is for one of them to use a massive blast of Balefire and flip the clock back. Now what are they going to do? And why no Balefire? That would have been amazing. Amazing. Nynaeve gets pissed, takes control of Saidar from Mama Lisa, whips everyone apart, healing. Where's Rand going? That's how it should have ended. It's not how it did end.
Well, let us know what you think. Is it all just plot convenience, or do you think there is more to the story? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks for